10 years in Florida prison, not for murder, not for violence, but for chasing a high that he couldn't outrun. Brandon didn't go to prison to find Suboxone, but once he got there, it found him. That orange strip became the new hustle. Break it down, cut it up, flip it, anything to feed the addiction. You think prison's about gangs and stabbings? Try waking up in a dorm full of grown men, dope sick, sweating, shaking, begging for a taste. Suboxone turned gangsters into fiends, and Brandon ran straight into the fire. He talks about the cold withdrawals and what happens when you wake up and look in the mirror and see a stranger. This is survival in the darkest corners of the Florida DOC, where the real addiction isn't the it's the escape it gives you. This is Brandon's story, and if you've ever danced with the devil in chains, you're gonna feel this one. Welcome to the dope game behind bars, where the only thing more dangerous than the drug is the desperation for it.
Now today we need your help in finding Brandon Peaster.
What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV Unleashed. If you haven't watched anything yet on this channel, I bring people on that have been to prison, that have lived a crazy life to tell their story. Today's kind of crazy because the other day I was flipping through TikTok on my feed and I saw this TikTok. I'm like, damn, this dude looks familiar. And what do you know, dude? It was fucking someone that basically like grew up with in the same town. So I reached out to him and asked him if he wanted to come on this channel. He's done 10 years in the Florida Department of Corrections. For the people that don't know who you are, man, why don't you just tell them your name and where you're from?
Yeah, absolutely, Bubba. I'm Brandon. My last name is Pfister. Newport Richie, born and raised. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, that was when I first met you. Holy shit, man, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so eventually what led into all the legal shit was Roxy's and Oxys was like my downfall. That was back in high school. You know, so getting into pretty much like grand thefts and shit like that. The usual junkie shit, man. And eventually did a 3 years, got out in early 2013. Roxy's and Oxys were no more a thing. So I got introduced to Deladas, and I don't know, whoever knows, you have to shoot them. You know what I mean? So I got introduced to the needle, and when that was a drought, I went to the ice, man. So I was speedballing. I only lasted like 4 months when I got out in 2013 from the 3-year prison bid, and I got PRR'd, man, because allegedly a house that I had broken into, a gun was taken from the house. So it was an armed burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. So I went right back into jail. I was fighting it, man, and I guess they wanted 15 years mandatory.
I know. Shit. I slept right next to you when you were fighting that.
Yes. Yeah.
And you started making cards because you were trying to make a hustle and shit. And I think you had like did that. You told me you did it your first bid, but you didn't really fuck with it. But you were on it heavy in there, but you were doing some raw ass cards.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm an artist. So I was fighting that the 15 years mandatory. I was fighting for about a year. And so the last court date that I was able to pull, it was a fucking miracle. It was a blessing. So the actual judge who's been handling it was out sick. So they had a substitute judge. And I didn't recognize the judge. It was a female. I forget her fucking name. She remembered me as a juvenile. And so she saw what was going on. She saw what I was trying to fight. And she's like, Pfister, you can take this to trial. You may beat the burglaries, but they're going to ban your dumbass on the deal in stolen properties, because I was taking to fucking pawn shops. She's like, they have you dead to the wrong. You're going to do 15 years mandatory. She's like, look, I'm going to do you a favor because I remember you and I know you have a drug problem. So take 10 years, get game time, figure out whatever the fuck you're doing with your life, because this is going to be the last chance that you get. So, I mean, 10 years, it was a hard pill to swallow, man, especially with my family in there, but compared to 15 years mandatory with shit after. So I took it, man. And you're right. I'm an artist. So getting into, they sent me first to Washington up in the Panhandle.
And you were kind of worried, man. Because I think the first time you said you had went to some soft camps or something, right?
Yeah, the first time I went straight, I only went to Putnam, dude. I only did 10 months there.
Yeah, that's like nothing, bro. That's nothing. So when you got to your first prison and like during your first part of your bid, was it like exactly what you thought it was going to be when we were in jail?
Dude, it was worse, man. It was fucking worse. Damn. Literally, the first day I got there, man, going through the fucking, after already getting off, I remember waiting to go to chow and everybody's lined up, you know, for dinner time. And there's a stabbing right there in the fucking Sally Port, dude. Dude got poked. He was like 4 dudes in front of me got poked in the neck. I got no idea why. But dude, so many fucking stabbings there at Washington. It was all, you know, it was all gang related. Man, I knew I had 10 years to do, bro. And I needed to pass some fucking time so I could draw. I never thought about picking up a tattoo machine, man. So I did a couple portraits for my neighbor for his razor and shit. And I went to the tattoo guys, asked them, show me how to put things together and how to do this shit. And I took off with the tattooing.
So you were running ink then your whole bid?
Yes, and that was pretty much my hustle, bro.
How long did it take you into 10 years to like be established to where people were like, yo, man, let me go see Fister and, M1?
Probably about 6 months, man, because I was learning
That's
on myself. Yeah,
That's
dude.
not long at all, bro.
Not long, bro. Well, I was doing it every fucking day. I was learning on myself, man, and I'm right-handed, so anything I can reach on my body with my right hand is covered, dude.
That's why I didn't almost recognize you because, dude, I think you got your first tattoo when we were in the dorm together.
We did. I actually, and then
you got a cigar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was pick and poke.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You're wet as fuck, dude. So you just ran on yourself to learn?
I did. And then when I ran trading work to get the spots I can't reach, obviously, so like my right arm. But I tried to capitalize it. I was thinking, all right, so what makes the most money? What type of work makes the most money and is the quickest to do is to get in and out? And I was like, portraits. You know what I mean? Because portraits, you either kill it or you don't. Like the smallest shit could go fucking easily wrong.
Portraits, so if you can do them good, bro, that's money.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly what the fuck I did.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, my junkie ass over the years, I was killing it with the ink, man. Went through a few different fucking camps, throughout the years. Eventually, started feeding my drug habit in there, dude. With pretty much the Molly and Suboxone was the two main things that I was doing in there.
What camp did you first do that at?
So I started in Washington. I wasn't fucking with anything there. It was just way too dangerous, bro. You didn't want to be a fucked up state of mind and shit happening around you. From there, I had went to Wakulla, which the main camp was fucked up, but I only did like a year at the main camp. Then I went over to the work camp for a few years. It really went bad when I got to Sumter, bro. So I was at the main unit in Sumter for about a year. Then I did a few years at the work release. I'd never been to college, but that's like the closest thing I could think of without the females, obviously, bro. Because,
yeah, I've been to Sumter. It's huge.
Yes, the main camp is fucked up. Don't get me wrong, but it's still laid back. I mean, fuck. And once I saw palm trees and shit, I was like, all right, I know I'm close to fucking home.
So Sumter, for a long time, if you went to prison in Florida, man, that was like the camp to go to. Is that not the case?
It was the camp to go to when I was there. And I was there. Yeah. But
as far as what?
Man, just laid back because they still had the squads. I was going outside the gate to work. DOT and then the city squads. The city or county squads was the main shit you want to get on because you get drops and shit like that. So I was helping bring in the drops and stuff. And dude, I was there for 3 years, bro. And literally there was not a day that I was not high unless we were like shit, man. Even on lockdown, bro, we still had steady fucking supply, dude. It wasn't until COVID. Once COVID hit, that's when I started realizing I had an issue with Suboxone, man. I started going through the withdrawal.
So how much money would you say per week you were spending on? And when you say getting high, what do you mean? Just on Suboxone or Molly?
Molly and Suboxone was the two main things, and ice. That was the great part about it, bro. For one, I was a tattoo guy. And two, I was helping bring the drops in. So I wasn't really
You were bringing them in, bro?
Yeah, I was helping bring the shit in, bro.
Oh, so you were like, dude, probably just doing it for free then.
Pretty much. And dude, it was so laid back. We even had a couple of the search guards, pay them off. I didn't pay them off, but they do with the drop, bringing in it. So we just bring in cell phones and shit like that. Like, dude, I had shit just taped to my fucking back, just walking through these shakedowns. The shakedowns coming in from work.
So the dude was paying off the officer at the working the gate to let you guys just slide in?
Correct. Yes.
Damn, that's crazy right there. How long did that last?
I was there for about 3 years. I ended up, man, it was just some bad luck, bro. I ended up getting busted bringing in 6 bombs of dip and 2 packs of cigarettes, and I just had it in my pockets because it was that fucking easy. I didn't know some shit had happened on the site, like right before when we were on our way back in, like in the van. So the fucking lieutenant was the one doing the X-ray machine and doing the shakedowns, bro. And I just had the shit in my pockets, like it was that fucking sweet. So I got popped with that shit, and they ended up transferring me. So that pretty much only lasted 3 years. They transferred me to Lake. And then I did some time at Lake, and then eventually, man, I EOS I was only there like 2 months. Started with the D, somewhere down this way. I was only there for a couple. DeSoto, yes. So
Yeah.
I EOS from DeSoto,
Well, hold
man.
on. So when you were doing the 10 years, what was the worst camp you were at, would you say? Washington?
Washington for sure, bro.
Like how much Suboxone, meth, and Molly were you doing but when you finally said, I think I got a problem?
Doing Suboxone in prison with no, pretty much every day I'd have at least half of an 8 milligram strip. Molly, it was coming in fucking waves, dude. I was doing more so the ice because it lasts fucking longer. You know what I mean?
What was
Dude,
the
I'd be up
most
for
fucked up
days.
you got?
Most fucked up I got
Yeah.
after being up for about 3 days on ice, while doing the Suboxone, I'd just be up drawing all fucking night, dude, but still have to go to work. So I'm fucking out there. I'm on the DOT at that point in time, running a weed whacker all fucking day in the sun, man. I damn near did pass out. I fell out, man, while we were working. Luckily, my dogs, they kind of just fucking woke me up, put some water on me and shit, and I didn't really get busted. Yeah, just from being up for multiple days and then having to go out to work and eat.
What was the worst you saw another inmate get fucked up on drugs?
Oh man, that fucking Tunchi.
Yeah.
That kid, yeah, man. Bro, I saw dudes throwing up on themselves and then eating their own puke.
Oh, dude.
Trying to do fucking flips off the top bunk and just fucking bamming their face into the lock. Dude, that Tunchi shit is fucked up, dude. Thank God I never really. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I never tried it, but I only tried the more mellow shit. Like when I knew, like the actual users were pissed off because it didn't make them twack out. That's when I had tried it when it was like the mellow shit. I didn't get really nothing from it, man. I went through some phases with it, but none of that. No, I never really got to the twacking type of shit, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So you never did like you never had like 4 or 5 months where you were totally not on anything?
only in the beginning, bro. I say the
That's
first,
crazy, bro.
yeah, I say the first 3 years out of the whole stint was probably the most sober I've
And
ever
then the
been.
last seven just were balls to the wall.
Yep, yeah, bro.
Why do you think that is, man? Like you just did a lot of time. When'd you get out? What year?
I got out in April 9th of 2022.
During that time, man, what do you think the problem is with the
Yeah.
system and just like why couldn't you not do drugs? Like what made it so easy? Like
I mean, fuck, that's all I've ever really known, man. I've always been an opiate addict. When I first, like I said, when I first started a 10-year bid, man, I wasn't really doing anything for the first 3 years, just kind of hanging out, especially capitalizing on the tattoos. Then I just got more aggravated and just pissed off, even at the world and shit like that, dude. And like, I felt like I was owed something, which I didn't, bro. I put my own dumb ass there, dude. And as the time went on, I just got more aggravated easily. So I just wanted to escape reality. Fucking, my brother had died back in 2010 as a fucked up situation. I never really got to properly process that and like grieve over him. So it's just all just pent up shit. So I was just fucking using just like, that's the only thing I know to do. So when I gotten out in April 2022, I went straight to the Suboxone clinic, dude, because I was scared because fentanyl had ended up coming out and I would have been right on that train, bro. It's a blessing. I'd be dead. I know I would have been on that fentanyl train when that shit hit if I was out on the streets. So I went straight to the Suboxone clinic pretty much. And so I've been clean off of opiates, well, since for a while. But unfortunately, I ended up picking up alcohol when I had gotten out. I never had an issue. I was never a fucking drinker. It fucking got me, dude. So I was drinking steady every fucking day, pretty much since I had gotten out. And 3 months ago was the first time that I was like, because it's fucking starting to fuck up my relationship with my girlfriend and stuff and my job. I need to get help. And so I came to this treatment center where I'm at now. I did 30 days, graduated, went home, did good for a couple weeks, and I let a situation that shouldn't have made me drink again. I allowed it to make me drink again. So, but I caught it. I was like, let me take my dumb ass back to where I just came from. So here I am, man. I'm here at the treatment center right now.
how long do you have left?
It's 18 day. It's a 30-day program. So I got about a week and a half, 2 weeks, but I'll be doing the second phase of this. It's called PHP. It'll still be here because I'm already settled with my therapist here. I got, I'm familiar with it here.
Right,
And then I'll
right.
be able to get a part-time job. I have a car, so I'm going to go get a job and stuff and just continue treatment, man, because drugs and now alcohol, any type of substance has always fucking controlled me, man. And I'm just really trying to get a hold of it because I don't have another prison bid in me, bro. And nothing will ever be less than 10 years again. I mean, I'm a convicted felon. I got an A letter, a B letter, bro. I mean, you know how the shit goes. I'm tired of being a number.
And the next time you get a felony, they're going to use all your previous points wrapped in with your new charge. So even a third degree felony of grand theft, you're looking at over 5 years just minimum on that. Like,
Exactly.
it's crazy, bro. What was the craziest day you had, man, during your whole 10 years?
Craziest day, I say, because while I was up for those 3 days, there's a lot of gang shit there too. I mean, yeah, the camp was sweet and everything like that, but don't get it. You know what I mean? It was fucked up too at the same time if you were gang related.
Where
And
did you get
so
down when you went?
Nah, you know me, man. I stick to myself. I do my own thing. But the issue is being a tattoo guy, especially if you're anywhere
Yeah.
decent. Every single type of clique, you know, it wants to get you with them so that they can just get free work, man. Like I saw a play from a mile away. The only issues that I ever had was when I first started tattooing, because I was just learning, man. You know, so I was pretty much only running on light skin, dude, because it's completely different running on dark skin. And like they're like putting tension in the air, like, oh, you're just running on your white boys, you're running on your white friends and shit like that. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. I'm just learning. I don't want to fuck your skin up. I don't want to fuck you up, dude, and put a bad image on my name, dude. You know what I mean?
Who
And
was
then
saying this
after,
to you? Like, what gang?
mostly the Bloods. Yeah, mostly the Bloods. The GDs, they weren't an issue until a little later on and stuff, but never really issues. Like I never gotten into any fights or anything like that. It was just like, well, why
Damn,
aren't
you
you
made
running
it
on
10
us?
years and no fights?
No fights, bro.
That's
No fucking
amazing,
fights.
bro. You were really in your own lane, for real, for real.
I was in my, exactly.
Yeah,
I
well,
even
I
put the
remember, bro, in like county, like you did cards for like if you weren't selling them or showing them, you were like drawing to yourself, just
exactly.
kind of watching, everybody move.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's how I kept it, bro. And that's what kept me safe, man. I never had to have a shank. I never had no PC, no fucking nothing, man. I got lucky. I got
What
lucky. I
was
always
the
had.
most savage thing that you saw get done to someone else in there?
It was definitely they doubled up on Buddy. They were MS-13s, and they doubled up on a black dude. I don't know whether he was Blood or GD. I don't know. But one of them was poking him multiple times, like in the gut, and the other one was just going at the dude's face with a razor, bro. Like half of his face was fucking like literally like peeled off, got his eye, and so that shit was like just immediately like, oh, it was bad, dude. Like it was like fucked up, man. I've been talking to my therapist about this shit though, dude. Like, you know, and it's like I don't know what to do, bro. Like I still have issues, you know, to
Do
this.
you think you have PTSD from prison?
I don't know, man. I feel like that's asking somebody, you know, I mean, do you have depression? Like I don't really know. What I do know, like if I go out to eat or something like that, I do know that I always have to have my back to the wall. Like I always have to be able to see everything. I'm still not comfortable in like large crowds and stuff like that. As far as like looking over my shoulder type of shit, nah. I think I've been adjusting pretty well, honestly.
From being doing 10 years to being out?
Yeah. Now, one thing I did notice is I still have like that institutionalized like type of mind. Like here, like you know, they tell you, you know, breakfast is at this time. Make sure your ass is at class at this time. So I can easily turn this into institutionalization, like I'm used to. But I've been going out of my way to, like I said, my like it's the little shit, man. I make sure my bunk is made. You don't have to, but I always make sure it's made every morning. I wake up a half hour before they come in here to wake you up. So I would get up at 6 a.m. every day just so that I don't like rely. You gotta understand, man. I've never really learned. I never had anything for myself in my fucking
You've
life.
never lived in a one bedroom apartment by yourself for a year and paid and had responsibilities and done life, bro. Yeah.
Correct.
So, in a sense, you are institutionalized until you do something different, right?
Correct. And that's the mission right now. I'm
Yeah.
35 years old, bro, and I'm not getting younger. You
I
know?
know. And like, yeah. And like you said before, man, the next time you better pack a couple bags with you because you're going away for a while, man. Same with me. So it's like, that's why you just can't do anything that will lead
Yeah.
to you getting in trouble, man. You got to really, like,
Right.
same with me. We got to watch how we walk through life. What do you think was the most corrupt thing you saw in Florida DOC?
The most corrupt. Oh, and there's just most corrupt was probably the officers being paid to bring in phones. They like bring it inside their lunch sandwiches and shit like that. But the most like fucked up shit I saw as far as officer wise, it was probably I wasn't in confinement, but it was the same setup like confinement. So you're in cells. There's no toilet for some reason. There's no fucking toilet paper. I don't remember what camp I was at, but so everybody's like in need of toilet paper, dude. And the officer would come in and like throw 2 rolls of toilet paper for there's 60 of us inmates in that damn pod. Throw 2 rolls of toilet paper in the middle of the fucking pod, bro, and said whoever's last gets the fucking toilet paper. You know what I mean? It's like fucked up shit like that, but like miserable fucks. Not all of them. Don't get me wrong, not all of them, but a lot of them would bring their own misery and their own problems from home into work with them, dude, and take it out on the inmates. I didn't really have no issues, you know, with any of the officers. But I seen them be, especially at Butler. Oh man, at Butler, yeah,
Yeah, that's a
they were
classic
different.
camp.
That yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
What would you say was the most powerful gang, like over your whole time?
just from speculation, I can't say the most powerful, but I can
Like what
say
you saw making the most moves, you know what I mean? Like,
I would say the MS.
damn, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know they were that deep in Florida, like in the chain gang.
I mean, and this was mainly like I've seen like at Sumter and stuff like that. They had because they had the ice on control. They had the ice on control. Now when I was at like Washington and everything, it was mainly the Bloods. But like I said, man, I kept in my own lane and
But
just
when
fucking
you're at Sumter though, and there's like MS-13 and everyone's selling ice, doing ice, like, can you explain to the people maybe that have never been or that are just curious about that camp? But what is like? What's the atmosphere and environment like when all that, like when you're doing time at a camp like that?
so the atmosphere when people are using ice and mixing that shit with Molly and all that stuff, and there's like a lot of gang activity going on. The tension, even if you're not affiliated or anything, and you're just trying to kick back and do your own thing, yeah, majority of the time it seems like everything's laid back. Everybody's just playing cards, watching movies on a fucking fire stick and shit. It's still tension, bro. Because now people are starting to fucking tweak. Even if they're not affiliated, they still have friends that are affiliated, bringing them in the shit. Shit being stolen, and just a lot of politics with the fucking with the gang shit. It's just a lot of tension, bro. Regardless whether you're affiliated or not, even if it's laid back in a sweet campus, there's still fucking tension. You just fucking feel it. It's miserable.
What was
Fucking
the most bumping white boy you remember during your whole time?
Ah, shit, man, there were quite a few of them, bro. Honestly, fucking, there's some monsters in there. What the fuck was his name?
What, I know him?
I don't know. Man, I can't think of his name, dude. But he was a big old cracker, bro.
He's from our way.
No, I don't think he was from our way. No, but Russ Lane is a bumping motherfucker, dude. And he's from our
Oh,
way.
Russell Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Russ.
has life, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But I mean, he shot that dude right at the gas station, I think it was.
Yeah, something like I don't know, I was inside when it happened, but yeah, so he was my roommate actually, and when he came back in, it was before that. Another dude I know, there's so many Florida boys, you know what I mean? You go
I
everywhere,
know.
there's always a dread, there's always a Florida boy, like that. But his name was Mark. I remember that, and that was my dude right there. He could get down. There's a lot of fucking.
Yeah, there's some savages up the road, man. It's just hopefully you just take advantage of where you're at, bro, and try to never go back.
I'm not going back, bro. I'm gonna go somewhere I blend in, eh?
Do you live in Tampa or you're in Pasco?
Nah, so the last couple of years, I live with my girl out in Seminole area, like by St. Pete a little bit.
Oh, okay.
My family and everything's still in Newport Richie. But yeah, where I'm at right now, this treatment center, it's in Tampa area. So I don't know, I might do the PHP part, the second phase I was explaining there's a spot in Newport Richie. And since I know the area and have my vehicle, I might do it there. And I'll have a little easier time getting a job, I think. I don't really know this area.
Do you have anything like you want to say maybe to someone who's struggling or like are going down the wrong path in life? And do you have any social media you want to give a shout out or anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Honestly, man, shout out to my family for one, for never giving up on me and my brother. My girlfriend Lacey, man, my good buddy Tony, Justino, and there's quite a few people that have had my back throughout the years, man, and never expected anything in return. The only advice that I could give, what's been helping me at least, is being honest and real with myself for one, knowing when I can't do something by myself anymore, and knowing when I need to ask for fucking help. Be like, look, I'm fucking up. I want to catch it now before it gets too late, and I can't fucking get help. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just got to keep people around you, bro, that are on the same path that you are, and that'll keep you accountable.
Exactly.
And be honest, bro. You just got to be honest. That's all it is, man.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I've been doing videos. I'm new to TikTok. I've been putting up videos, not every day, but lately, every other day at least, just giving updates. People are trying to see what detox is like from Suboxone and tapering and stuff like that. So just talking for me has been helping me a lot.
Yeah, I'll put the link to your TikTok in the description of the video. So if they want to go follow you, they can go check it out real easy.
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, man, and sharing your story. I know it's not easy, telling everybody our fuck ups, but I appreciate you coming on, bro. If you're new though and you're tuning in and you haven't subscribed, subscribed yet, please, man, it's a new channel. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of these videos. If there's any videos you do want to see, drop it in the comment. And with that, this is DOC TV Unleashed, and we're out.